Hey, we are here live at Smoke and Barrel. We have Instagram Live, Facebook Live, and live on YouTube. Smoke and Barrel Cigar Bar and Lounge is our channel on YouTube. You guys look us up. If you can't be here now, you can pull it up later, and it'll be there. So we're excited to have that. We have Jack running the controls today. So we'll be talking to him throughout the podcast, obviously. One day we're going to get him on camera in his own microphone.
Yeah, we were talking about making him like the little sportscaster, the little pop-up in the corner.
Yeah.
That way he can moderate this dumpster fire some days.
And I haven't been able to, so my wife Gina's here today too, because we're going out of town, which we're going to talk about that trip in a few minutes, but she wanted to see our son before she left. And we keep telling her he's Bear on college game day.
Yeah.
And she has no idea who Bear is, so.
That's okay, I don't either. I just go, yeah, okay. He said something about football, my brain just goes.
Well, anyways,
Intermission.
This is where opposites attract.
Intermission.
Gina is a dancer, cannot stand sports. It's like pulling teeth to get me to go to a dance. There's only special kind of dancing that I would go to, and she doesn't like me for doing that, so we don't do that. They have poles.
Oh.
Right, exactly. So we don't do that. But we got the Cigar Extraordinaire T Crocker in the house. She's finishing up lunch.
It's been one of them days, y'all.
We have the Goddess of Cigars, Carolee Martin. We have WhiskeyTangoCharlie, Charles Wilkerson in the house. So we have the full complement, the full team. Charlie.
Dude.
Got a cool pour today.
No, you pulled this. I was really, first thing I did, I walked in. I said, hey, what's the pour for today? And they said, Angel's Envy. And I was like, which one? Is it the normal? Yeah. So kudos. And I'm doing a big event tomorrow up at the Speedway Club, a big tasting event. And just by chance, this is one of the ones that we're doing in the lineup. I haven't done an Angel Envy in quite some time in a tasting event, so this is good. I get to warm up on it. 86 proof-ish, I think it is. I port finish, so this is a finished in the lineup here or in today. This has the port finish, not the rye.
You can tell.
And you get the hint, right? So this is good. I love this. I love Angel's Envy.
I do too.
Well, and
You
finally,
can feel your legs.
Yes.
finally, I had gotten a gift for Carolee, which has been sitting at my house for like a month. The Mook actually texted me. He says, hey, I got Angel's Envy finished rye right here in front of me. Do you want it? I said, yeah, give me two. So Carolee, I knew would love it. You talk about the rye itself is caramel. The finished rye is like caramel explosion.
I like that a lot.
So you're gonna love it.
I get
you gotta
very
try
excited.
it when you get home. So also the 86.6 proof on the Angel's Envy was another reason I thought this would go well, because today we're doing the Excalibur Illusion. Hoya de Monterrey. As you guys probably know, I love the Hoya de Monterrey El Torcedor, one of my favorites. So when we had this one, she sent it to me and said, how about this one? I'm like, absolutely. So I felt like the port finish might pair well with it.
The reverence of it definitely matches perfectly.
Good.
You know, this is a limited edition cigar. Less than 5,000 were made and distributed across the United States, so it's hard to get. It's a collaboration with the Illusion, Dion Giolito, and it's kind of a big deal. We partnered it with our Excalibur line, and it is Nicaraguan all the way through, and it's made in Nicaragua.
So
Easy peasy.
So some Puro.
Plus some, unicorn tears and magical blessings by sacred monks.
This is not so far. We're at mild.
Oh yeah.
It's a smooth, creamy. Now, I'm no expert on Cuban cigars, by no means. Okay, I'm not an expert on it, but I got one Friday night during the hurricane that came through, They kept everybody at home but us. So I had a Cohiba, Cuban Cohiba, given to me Friday night, and similar. I'm getting a little similar taste on it. Not identical. It's close, but just that milder. Because a lot of the Cuban cigars I've had are not above mild
Yeah,
or medium.
they're not heavyweights when
no.
you come in. No. I mean, obviously there's exceptions to every rule, but yeah, by all normal means, that I agree. They're medium at best. But this is a nice start. So this is the first one I've gotten a chance to smoke, because a lot of the limited items, obviously, it's, even for us, it gets a little bit harder to get our little grubby fingers on.
So they
But,
only made 5,000 of these?
Uh-huh.
That's it.
Yep.
So
Not too many.
take one down, pass it around, $49.99 now.
Exactly. Yeah, I had to laugh when you texted me earlier saying, "What's the cigar for the day?" I was literally playing Tetris. We've discussed that I'm not a hoarder when it comes to cigars, but I was in the middle of rearranging my
Ross
board.
is a hoarder.
We're
Ross
collectors.
has more cigars than I do. In the humidor in the bar.
I love how unapologetic that was.
And your point? Yeah.
So
Well, I'm
I
good
had,
at that.
I had boxes all out, stacked up, and I'm trying to figure out how I can cram them in there and keep the door closed at the same time. And when you asked, I was rifling through my head. I'm like, okay, what in here have we smoked? And a lot of it we have, but certainly there's no way we'd smoked everything in there.
No,
So
what she said was, I'm trying to find something that's not flavored.
that's true. I did say that
Because I'm laughing. Because, we took one for the team a couple weeks ago. Because we had it flavored. It was great. We did the rum. It was a great smoke. It's just,
not your thing.
I wouldn't want to do it on a regular basis.
It's okay. We catch you with Groovy Blues and
Right.
Cuba Cubas.
Me and the Tatianas go hand in hand.
If you come
Wow,
in
yeah.
early, you can catch them in the mid,
Yeah.
trying to hide it.
Right. I'm in the corner, smoking it.
I've smelled it on you.
Yeah, we got a couple gentlemen that came in today, and they're sitting here, and they were wanting some Tatianas, and they couldn't find the chocolate ones, so we got to order more chocolate. We have some.
No, she says we ain't
We
gonna
ain't
order
doing
more
it.
chocolate.
Oh, okay. So we're not gonna have that. I've just been informed. No, what we did get in, that I had the first one in the bar yesterday, was the Weller Cohiba. You guys, while they last, you better get in and get them.
And that's no joke, because there are not very many of them, and it's hard to come by. Not a lot of retailers picked them up.
I told them on the reel. Did you see the smoking barrel reel?
I saw the reel.
Okay.
It was fantastic. You can get 2 Wellers per day per customer. This is for Ross, who is walking through. I'm not going to use his last name to protect the offended, but he's going to get his Weller Cohibas now. We are not selling boxes this time. I want more people to be able to enjoy them, and I want more people to have access to them. But I'm telling you, we got 5 boxes. They're going to be gone by next week.
I'd be surprised if they.
I'm having cigar difficulties.
okay?
It's because it's bigger than a Toro. It's kind of too. It's too
This thing is
ungainly
like
to hold.
is in another county. This thing. Good God.
Is this even
It's
bigger
a
than a
Churchill.
Corona?
Yeah,
Churchill. It's
All right.
Churchill, right?
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. It's you certain companies and certain people they have a preference, right? There's certain sizes they prefer. There's certain blends that they prefer. So anytime you kind of get to do a collaboration with someone that's well known for
Greedy.
certain blends and certain sizes,
Right.
it's going to reflect in what they produce. I mean,
What's
it's
the
a
rap?
labor of love.
What's the wrapper?
Nicaraguan.
It's a Nicaraguan all the way through. Nicaraguan.
This is a
It's up-
two podcast size for me. Just saying.
Well, we can have the follow-up Emergency 9 podcast afterwards.
All right.
We can do that.
Yeah, so I mean, they call it the number 1 in size, but it's 7 1/4 by 54, so it's a little heftier than even a regular run-of-the-mill
Churchill. Right. Yeah. Well, and that's the weird thing, about cigars. Everybody's got their own thing, and they call it their own name. One of them calls it a Gordo, and the other one just says, "Hey, it's a
The
660
Gigante or a
whatever."
660 or
You know, and you're still
Chumba
trying to figure
Wumba.
those out. So with
This-
the new law,
So
with,
what do you call a
you know, we
990?
get them in and we do it, but the new law in
Ridiculous.
North Carolina with the taxes is you have to take every invoice and list every cigar that comes in. So unless you really pay attention to sizes and writing them all down, like we have to type them all in, all down, and you have to submit this to the North Carolina Department of Revenue.
Size matter.
And you just, one dude has 5.5 by 60, you know, and you're going, and then the other one, and they call that their Toro or their whatever, you know, or their big guy. So it's just interesting, and it's hard. It's no wonder people have a hard time learning about cigars.
Well, there is definitely a level of tolerance built in on what sizes can be called what. And you got to think, I mean, we're dealing in predicate blends. So everything prior to 2007, if it was made prior to that and it was an oddball size, it's really hard to get it changed.
Really.
So you're kind of, if it was done this way 30 years ago, it's going to be done that way now.
Like it.
So this, what was the wrapper here?
Nicaraguan.
Everything's Nicaraguan.
In Nicaraguan. So, and the one we had last week had a lot of Nicaraguan in it, right?
But remember,
But-
it's the fermentation and the processing that
Thi-
can really change the outcome.
Difference of night and day. Just saying, this is really this can get them. It hits my palate pretty well. So last week,
It was a little
not a
softer than
fan.
you prefer.
This would be a
Not-
breakfast cigar.
not
for
a
me.
fan. Breakfast cigar.
Oh, yeah.
Same.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is.
You guys are yeah.
But see,
kinda
this
light.
is a good illustration, though, when you're talking about when you're getting only, you know, there's only so many places that grow tobacco. So all of the manufacturers were fighting over those resources, right? And how do you get something that's unique and different when you're getting the same tobacco?
Yeah.
Well, the only way you could do that is by your process. And a lot of manufacturers will kind of keep that part a secret. You know,
Sure.
we got no problem saying, okay, this is Nicaraguan tobacco, but we're going to get all hush hush and swirly when it comes to how we get it to roll.
Correct.
Well,
Yeah.
and that's just the same with bourbon. I mean, hey, it's a bourbon.
Right.
That's what it is. It qualifies as a
Deal with
bourbon.
it.
Right.
Now
Yeah.
we'll figure out what we put it in there and mixed it. It's like the port barrel finish makes this unique.
And
me.
listen, just going back to last week's cigar, right? So that pretty powerful. This would have never paired well because you would have never got any flavor profiles out of your pour. This has still milder than this, I think. Y'all are saying it's a pretty mild cigar. I'm sort of whatever.
In that medium, it's listed as a medium body. So I think maybe we're a little jaded. I don't know.
I beg to differ, but that's okay. I still enjoy it. Did Mom try that? She tried the Angel's Envy, and she's either had a bad clam or did not like the Angel's Envy. She's going to finish it with her Cabernet right now.
It was kind of the same expression I have when you guys give me the heavy, high octane stuff. I'm like, I
yeah.
can't feel my legs.
We'll give her the 1910 Old Forester, and we'll see her go.
Jesus.
"Woo."
Yeah.
Did she just smell it or did she taste it? She tasted it. So Gina and I and another couple are going to the Bourbon Trail starting tomorrow. We're actually leaving here and driving to Knoxville, which is about halfway, and then driving the rest of the way to Buffalo Trace. So Buffalo Trace, we have a 2:00 tour. It's like 6.5, 7 hours from here direct to Buffalo Trace. So we're like, hey, let's not rush this. We're gonna get up at 6:30 in the morning.
I'm excited
Y'all
for
better use the bathroom, eat, and everything else because we're not stopping.
We're not
We don't
stopping.
want that one.
Hold it.
So we're stopping along the way, we're going to Forest City ABC store. According to the MOOC, these guys have a great ABC store. It's brand new in Forest City.
That's
And then
exciting.
we're going to the ABC store off exit 44. You take a right and a right. I don't really know. It's off I-26. He says that
I'm totally
that's a
like,
great one.
oh yeah, I know exactly
Right,
what you're
whatever.
talking about.
I don't either, but we're going to stop there on the way up. And then we're going to Burgers and Barrel in Knoxville. And they have 2 pages of bourbons. And the
What did you
pricing,
say?
I think it's burgers and barrels, like smoke and barrel, but burger and barrel. So I figure,
See?
I
you
go
know,
to
I'm from the
Knoxville
South, so
often.
I determined that these guys are going to have a good bourbon list, which they do. You know, of course, they have the asterisks when available. So we'll see what they have, but they have it priced really reasonable.
Yeah.
They're really reasonable. You can tell that they're able to get Wellers. You can tell that they're able to get a lot of this stuff that we in North Carolina basically can't get.
Well, that's a lot. That's a pretty long list.
What do you want me to bring you back?
She
Mama
could
Hough,
see.
please make sure that beef overhead don't come back empty-handed. Okay.
So that's why we're driving.
Okay,
I'm not
'cause
coming back
there's a
empty-handed,
big day
and I'll
coming
bring
up.
you some smoke wagon.
There's a big day coming up in December. There's a big event coming up in December.
What could it be?
Other
What could
than
it
Christmas,
be?
it's a natural.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is both of them. We're
Yeah.
celebrating their birthdays on December 11th.
December 10th is the event.
The 10th is the event. All right. No, I got you in mind. I'm going to take care of you.
Okay, thank you.
I'm getting my plan. So let's finish this trip.
Okay.
So we get up Thursday morning, and we're going to drive to Bourbon 30. Charlie's hooking us up with his buddies up there.
Very cool.
Bourbon 30 Distillery. Really cool. I've looked at it online. So 11:30, we go there, and then we're going to have lunch, and then we're going to hit Buffalo Trace, do the tour. We can maybe give the tour after last year, but that's fine. This way we don't have to wait in the line, and we have something,
That's really
information,
cool.
more information. And then normally Thursdays is Blanton's Day at Buffalo Trace, so you can buy one Blanton's per person. So Gina buys one, I buy one.
You're grabbing homeless people off the streets. Can you buy one
hell
on my behalf?
Here's $20. Come buy these. So then last year they said you can buy all the Buffalo Trace you want. Well, of course we flew.
Yeah.
So this year, if we can do that, I'm buying a case of Buffalo
He probably
Trace.
knew that.
And my buddy, I have a buddy that wants a case if I can get him one. The buddy is going to stay nameless today because I have another story about him.
Uh-oh.
So I'm going to keep it nameless. But
It's
to
always-
illustrate something that we've discussed on
Okay.
our podcast. Okay.
Okay.
So then,
So what had happened was,
What had happened was,
I did that this morning to her. I said, what happened was, she
she
goes,
just started shaking her head.
You've been
like,
around-
Oh my God.
you've been around T a lot. I was like, yeah.
Hey!
I said that. I said that part. You see how I've expanded my grammar and my
His vernacular.
the vernacular.
my colloquial vernacular. That's
Yeah.
what it is. So what has happened was we leave Buffalo Trace and then we go to Louisville. So we're staying in Louisville. That's the center of operation for this trip. On Friday, we're going to Jim Beam. We're going to Willett and do a tasting and a tour. And then we're going to Heaven Hill. Very exciting. And then Saturday is all Louisville. Peerless, Angel's Envy, Michter's, Old Forester. Michter's has the best bar. If y'all ever go there, it's the Fort. Yeah. They make great old fashions, great mint juleps. Gina loves it because you can't taste the bourbon.
That's sneaky. You got to be careful. That's a ninja drink.
Yeah, that
You sit there and mind your business, and then you go to get up and ninja.
Wah, skilly wah. So it's very exciting. So we're going to bring back, we may have to ditch some clothes or ship them back in order to get the bourbon in the car. So my buddy, I have to tell a story. Okay,
And
'cause-
when we say it, we go, my buddy.
yeah, no, he's actually a good friend. But
Well, that's the name. My
so
buddy.
he has started really delving into the bourbon world.
Nice.
He is so excited. He told me today that his favorite right now is E.H. Taylor's single barrel. And I've not had the single barrel.
I'm not
I've
mad
had
at
the
him.
small batch.
That's a good choice.
It is.
It's a
I
good
mean, it's
choice.
fantastic. So, to illustrate something that we've discussed the last couple sessions, you don't have to spend a lot of money to get a quality bourbon.
True.
Okay?
Absolutely.
So here's an example of what people in their mind think. It's kind of like wine. The more expensive the wine, the better, right? That's not necessarily the case. So he says to me, I said, have you had Weller's? You know, a friend of mine got Weller's, but he only spent $50 on it, so I assumed it wasn't very good.
Did your eyes get like really big? Like,
I was on the
are
phone.
you playing with me? Are you?
I was
are
on
you
the
messing
phone.
with me right now?
Right, yeah.
Yep.
When he said that, I was on the phone, and I said, well, now, let me just tell you, Weller's is very good. Now, it's a wheated bourbon, so you're not going to have some of that rye or, other taste. So it's a different taste, but you'll really enjoy Weller's. Do you know which one it was? Well, one of the cheaper ones. All right, so here's what I told him. I said, whoever has it, or if you can find it in South Carolina, where he goes, then you need to go buy it and try it. I got a $20 bottle of Old Bardstown at the house. And I promise you, if I put you in a blind taste test, you would be just fine with that. That's how I got Wilderness Trail for $38, and I'll put Blanton's right beside it, and you won't be able to tell the difference.
That probably blew his mind.
That's really good to know, because that's what he said. He says, thank you for helping me learn about this. And I said, well, we're immersed in this, now, and we do it a lot, and we talk about it on the podcast a lot. How many quality bourbons are out there, and people just don't look at the second row.
Right.
They stay with the top shelf. They're all looking there because they think that's the only one that's good.
Or even the bottom shelf.
They don't look past the second row.
Much
less the bottom shelf.
I'm good with that limited view, because that gives me an opportunity to go in and go, try anything I want in there. Because it's not a competition for resources now.
Right.
But
Right.
see, now you
Now.
just let the cat out of the bag. I hope you're happy.
No, he didn't, because they still won't look past the second
No,
shelf.
that's true. That's true.
And to piggyback off what Brian's saying, let me say this. Thank you, Charlie. Wheat Penny is great.
Is that not a nice little pour? It's on the sweet side now. I'm just saying, but
To Charlie's defense, Charlie has never let me down. The Cleveland Underground, I took it to a gathering. I told you how everybody was flipping out, didn't know what it was, whatever. So while Ian was turned up stuff, we had a meeting for our event coming up next year. And normally when we do our Zoom calls, I'm normally outside by the fire pit. Well, since Ian decided he was going to pay a visit and, knock
That is the hurricane, so you guys
knock
know
the
what you're talking
trees,
about.
knock the trees around a little bit, I couldn't sit outside by the fire pit because I'd
Rude.
ended up down the street
Just
somewhere.
rude.
But so we grabbed a bottle, went over to some friends of ours' house, sit in their garage. So I was like, it's on the shelf. Let me grab it, see what I think of it. Since Charlie talked about
Is
it,
that the wheat pig?
Wheat Penny.
Okay.
Took it there, opened it up. Everybody, oh, what's that? I said, it's called Wheat Penny. I don't know about that, T. I said, okay, it's brown. We're going to drink it.
It's free. Don't cost nothing.
Popped it open, started sipping on it. It's like, oh, okay. It was like, that's good. So normally, my brother drinks Monkey Shoulder. He loves Monkey Shoulder. He loves
Very
Knob
different
Creek.
than that. Yep.
I showed him the bottle of Wheat Penny. He was like, I don't think I want to try that.
Really?
I
He
don't
wouldn't
think I
even
would
try
try
it.
Poured him some anyway.
Good girl.
Needless to say, he went back for seconds.
Well, I think you just have to be open, right, to try different. I mean, Charlie is the one that's really broadened our horizons in here.
Oh, yeah.
Insanely
Which we may go back occasionally to the Charlie well of wealth of varieties of bourbons and whiskeys he's got. We decided to change to drink what we actually offer in the bar. You know, so when people see this or they want to come by, they can ask for Angel's Envy or 1910, Old Forester 1910, whatever it is. But occasionally it's good to do that because we can't get what he brings in here. I mean, Chattanooga Distillery, it's hard to get, you know, but as an example of one we have. But it goes to show you that if you do the tastings that Charlie and Troy do, you guys will find out, hey,
It's a big world out there.
it
Well,
is.
it is
And
kinda
that's the
big.
best way to do it.
And I do like LaShonda. Was she drinking this with you? That LaShonda, because I saw a post. She tried the wheat penny last week. Said it was delish.
Oh yeah.
So good.
LaShawn, now see, she's an example of someone who will
She's
try,
ready for it.
try it all.
Yep. Bring it on.
She comes in, she'll listen. She's probably out there right now. She's probably listening. She does it every week. She's commented twice. Hey, LaShawn. Hey, Philly B. What's up, Mook? I know you guys are out there. We have to use my phone for the cast, so I have no way of communicating right now. So Jack's going to communicate for me. But she listens to it on the podcast, and she can't wait to get here to try. Well, Cleveland Underground was one of them that we did when she gets here. So that was what gave me the idea. Hey, I need to have whatever it is.
We have this in the humidor too, don't we?
We do not have this one.
Say what now?
Do we?
Take two.
Say what now?
No, we don't
I
have
thought you
this
did.
one. No.
take
We have the Hoya de Monterrey El Torcedor, which is no longer
Yeah, that
being
was
manufactured, but
limited
it's
and gone.
and one of my favorites. It is one of the
take
medium
two.
cigars that I love. And I'm getting some of that
Some of the
flavor through, well, the notes, when you do the retrohale,
Uh-huh.
you're getting that sweeter note that's coming out, that flavor.
This is like it's mellowing even more, like as it's heating up and marriage with all the rest of the binder and filler. I'd say it's tipping up over the mild side for me now. It's kind of in that medium range, but really smooth. And the draw on it, I was a little concerned at first. You know, you pull it out of the box, and you're like, okay, I don't want to have to struggle with it. But the draw is beautiful.
It's not tight at all. You know, I'm worried about that because of the size. No, it's smooth. I actually, with the Cuban Cohiba, I had to open it up.
Really?
Yeah, it was tight. It was tight. But the guy that came in, he's a local business owner, and he has a girlfriend that's a model in Miami, so he goes to Miami a lot. So he ends up the communication. She's Dominican, and so he gets hooked up.
A
with Cuban
Dominican
Cohiba.
model in Miami. How original.
Hey, for a home bucket for Mount Holly, that's not too bad.
I was gonna say,
He's doing all right.
I don't know if I wanted that stress. That's a lot of stress right there.
I'm going, dude, what is she doing while you're up here? I mean, come on, right?
Whatever she wants.
Whatever she wants, that's right. So last night, hey, I'm going to try to stay on topic today, but I'm going to get off topic.
You know
just
what's
a
really
second.
kind of cool about this cigar is
Thank
it has
God
a
he's
pinky
gonna
ring
use
that
it.
goes with it.
Oh, yeah?
I like that little.
Well, I mean, if anyone was so inclined, it's kind of a cool box. I mean, it's got some. It's
In
got
case
some
you
sass
forget
to
what
it.
you're smoking, you can look at your ring finger.
Your
or
pinky
little
ring.
When you have too much Angel's Envy, you can just look
Yeah.
at your ring. Okay. Tina
Speaking
wants the
of,
box for our
keeping on
limited.
topic, I had to bust out with the. You can probably see it from here. One of my original belt buckles, one doing cowboy mounted shooting.
Wow.
Nice.
Yeah, so you're going.
And she
you're-
keeps them shiny, by the way. You can
Yeah,
see that.
you're hauling ass on horseback, and you're shooting targets as you're going.
Annie Oakley over here.
Yeah.
She's Annie
And,
Oakley.
and if you could see and zoom in, it's first place.
But a 50 cal doesn't count.
First place. Well, no, the
What-
trick is that you
How
like.
many women
What type
were
of
actually
firearm do
in-
you do that with?
What's that?
What type of firearm do you?
You're using an old cowboy gun.
So
Yeah, a
revolver.
revolver.
Pow, pow, pow.
So now
Yeah.
you competing, men, women,
Everybody.
everybody. You
Yeah,
won,
yeah.
no matter
Yep.
gender or whatever. This
Yep.
is
Yep.
a free for all. Mm-hmm. Wow.
Well, what's fun is so you take like
That's why we call her friend.
you have to take little like cat toys, the little furry ball things, and cut them in half and put them in your horse's ear because you are literally shooting like right by their ears.
Those poor horses.
No, you put these little fuzz balls in their ears
Who,
like
Carolee?
earplugs.
She said different world. Yeah, you're right.
Well, I always get
Don't worry.
so I get people that go, "Oh, you wear cowboy
worry.
boots. Where's your horse?" I'm like,
I don't
"Well,
know
it's funny
horses.
you should ask."
Petrified.
Oh yeah, she's terrified.
So we were trying to plan an event for next year for GTG last night. They were trying to plan. I just tried to keep my mouth shut. I just listened. And
How'd that
they
work
said,
out for you?
I got drug into the conversation, but I felt like I needed to interject
His
something.
idea of getting drug into a conversation is like, hey guys,
Yeah,
hey
no,
guys,
me.
So
So
he tried to get out of the meeting first.
I
of
did.
all.
Honestly, I didn't know they were meeting. It was a busy day. I didn't know they were meeting. And just, as Sophia said, it was a God thing that I showed up.
Yes.
So
Thank you, Lord.
anyway, so they're trying to say, all right, is there anywhere in the city park or anywhere that we can smoke cigars and have this get together? I said, no. You know, everywhere that I'm aware of, the surrounding counties are tobacco free. Like, you can't have tobacco in city, county parks
Travesty.
around the world. I don't know how far it is. So somebody brought up this idea of a horse farm. And T goes,
Pump the
Are-
brakes.
are there going to be horses?
I hear that they
At-
generally
at
are
the
at horse
horse farm.
farms.
And then she goes,
So,
no.
so one of our members is in touch with somebody that owns a stable, right? So what we're planning is what we call our hook day.
That means they play hooky from work. Just so y'all know what that means.
No. We're
Oh.
fully employed all the time.
But anyway, so we're planning hook day. So they want to. She's in touch with somebody that owns a stable. So I'm like, hold up, wait a minute. She said, yeah, he owns a horse stable. See, are there going to be horses there
At the horse stable.
at the horse stable?
No,
That
they
part.
only
Well-
have goats
well-
at the horse farm.
Yes, T, there are going to be horses. Count me out. They
I'm
was
like,
like,
you
what?
don't have to ride them.
What?
You don't have to get near them. They're not going to come to you.
Horses mind their business.
And I'll be minding mine. I'm gonna pull up. Hey, how you doing? Y'all good? Talk to you later.
Tend your own garden and we'd all be good, right?
Hey.
As the Mook says, you do you, I'll do me.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah.
I like that.
By the way, we got Luther in the house. He's just hanging out. He won't get on camera. He
Won't get on camera.
camera shot.
Well, that's fine because it's too much.
It's
All
too
of
much,
that.
right?
Yeah.
I want to break all the cameras up.
We got limits.
Also known as Busta.
That's right. Please
I don't have a GTG shirt, so
Yeah.
I don't really know that I'm part of the group. I don't know.
part of the group.
Yeah.
They've ordered one that's 3 sizes too small for him, so he can do the little. He's
Right.
like, check this out.
Right. So, anyways, we're having a fish fry October 22nd. It's going to be a Saturday night. We're
No
starting
horses involved.
at 4 o'clock here at the bar. So it'll be set up for jazz night. So we'll have jazz. We'll have the All of Us band. They'll be playing. And it's going to be a great evening. So that'll be good. I think they're going to figure out the price of the plates, but it'll be reasonable. We're going to have Whiting and Crocker. That'll be there, and then baked beans and slaw. So it'll be great. You guys will have a great time. Come by, support GTG here at Smoke and Barrel. It's 4 until we have no more food. So we're trying. Oh, there will be. You'll be here at 6, so it'll be fine. They're going to have at least 60 servings, 60 plates that they'll be serving. So you guys need to get here early to get it before it's gone, because it's going to be incredible.
I have to go out
really
fishing, get some more fish.
We'll have hot sauce, we'll have tartar sauce, we'll have cocktail sauce, all the fixings. It'll be great.
We keep it classy here.
Keep it classy, San Diego.
Yeah, that's right.
Guys, October 19th, please come out for the LFD event. It's the pre-Halloween celebration. If you want to, drop a bag of candy. If not, still come and buy some cigars, LFD. So what we're doing with the LFDs is if you buy 3 LFD cigars, you get an LFD cigar with the chance to purchase an Andalusian
bowl.
Gold.
Bowl.
So you'll walk out of here with 5 LFD cigars, one of which is maybe the hardest cigar to get in America. Outside-
Regular production cigar to get.
regular production cigar to get. No, I get it. So, other than Arteria Fuerte and Opus X, there's a couple others that are hard to get. But as far as a regular production cigar, this is one of the toughest. Right?
Right.
Did I say it right that time? You're not going to elbow me and shoot me, are you?
No. I think he's getting a little jaded because I make sure that you get my limited items. But
Well, you're a team player. Now, we've talked about this. You're good with it. I'm hyping the event.
all right.
It's called hyping the event.
I'm gonna sit over here and pout.
So she's gonna get her ass off her shoulders, and we're gonna move forward. So here we go. We've got LFD coming in October 19th, and we've already got guys texting me, "Hey, what time does it start? Hey, when do I need to be there? Hey, because everybody wants this cigar." So
And it'll be
it'll
fun. I mean,
but we got
it's-
you. But think about what you get to buy. You got Chapter 1, Chapter 2, the Double Lajero 500, 600, 700, a Double Digger. You've got all those going on too that you can buy. That's a big old tree they cut
I
down.
know
Like,
Ian
I
didn't
was
knock
gonna
that
say
down.
that probably did.
That's
So
what
there's-
Jack and I did today for
There's
our
a
workout.
trailer
We
going
lifted
by that we can see, and
Yeah.
it's got to have at least 4 feet across, a big
How old is that tree? That tree's
couple.
150.
couple hundred years.
Yeah.
Couple hundred years old. Yeah.
I would say,
Amazing.
that was the whole thing with Ian, and we really lucked out not getting rain the week before.
Right.
I think if we'd have gotten rain the week before, there would have been some really big trees coming down.
Especially
Well, I
the
lost a
pine
couple
trees.
leaves.
Oh,
Especially
yeah.
because they have such a short root system. So last night, let me get back to my divergent here. Has everybody seen Casino?
Yes.
Have you? You haven't seen it? I know she hadn't seen it.
Gratuitous violence. Yes, of course I watched it.
It's not a huge amount of violence. It's not like the Irish.
Serious.
Not a huge amount. I mean, who thinks Joe Pesci's going to beat people up?
Yeah.
Goodfellas. No, I've seen Goodfellas. I've seen all that.
See, I
Joe
gotta watch it
Pesci.
'cause I like mob
Joe
movies.
Pesci is 4 foot tall.
Good.
Right? I mean, he's got to be this tall. You see my cousin Vinny, and he runs up and he jumps up and hits the guy because the guy's like 5'9". Like, I'm just saying, Joe
I
Pesci
find
is
that
short.
most people are all the same height when they're swinging a baseball bat.
Yeah. When he took the knife and stabbed the dude in the neck, I was like, wow. So
Spoiler alert!
I could not. Yeah, I mean, the movie's been out since
20
1985
years,
or
30
whatever.
years.
Meyer Lansky. Yeah. So
It's a
a
delightful
Martin
family
Scorsese film, right? Which always has Robert De Niro. I mean, Joe Pesci.
They definitely roll
Ray
the bats.
Liotta wasn't in this because I think he was too young, right? Otherwise, he would have been in it. Al Pacino is not in it.
No.
It's Robert De Niro's essential character, and the lady from 9.5 Weeks, Sharon Stone.
Sharon Stone.
And she makes it worthwhile. Just saying. So she's in it. This is during 9.5 Weeks time period, because she was, like the hottest actress out there. Kirk Douglas is looking under the table. She's doing all that. 9.5 Weeks. So, anyways, I'm watching this because I can't sleep. Now, really, I should choose things like The Notebook.
Something
If
that
I-
will put you to sleep rather
Right.
than something to get you all hipped
28
up.
days where, somebody's trying to get sober for 28 days. That would be to put me to sleep. I watch Casino, it's like, oh my God, it's 1:30. I'm wide awake. I have got to
He's
get to
in there
bed.
at the
and I'm
punching
so
bag in the
into this
garage.
movie, but I have to turn it off. Because I got to go to bed, so I got to finish watching it.
What's The Net?
I've seen The Net.
I have not.
What? Oh my.
But it's been a long time ago.
Listen, between The Net and The Eraser, those two great movies that I would recommend you watch.
Yeah.
But I'm usually watching like old favorites I've seen 100 times, so I know what's going to happen. It doesn't get me all I'm
Those
wired.
ones, even though you know what's coming, I still get wound up.
Well, I mean, The Hangover, or that's one of my favorites, or Deadpool 1 and 2. I like 1 better.
So let me
Those
ask
are
this
just you know,
Since
mindless entertainment.
Since we on the movie kick.
They're making number 3 right
Deadpool number 3 they're making. Yep.
now with Hugh Jackman.
But he's gonna have my man in it, right? Okay. All right.
Have you guys watched Harlem Nights?
No, not yet.
I started watching it and I had to go to bed that night too, but I haven't finished it. It's got
Harlem
Red
Nights.
Fox in it, so anything with Red Fox in it is great. We can watch that.
So the
gotta
one
watch that.
movie that gets me spun up more than any other movie is Sicario.
I never heard of it.
Great movie.
Benicio.
Yes, Del Toro. Yeah. Great movie.
So this
Really
is
well
why
written.
Jack needs a camera and a microphone.
Just go. Look, if you're gonna get spun up on something, just go binge watch Ozark.
Yeah.
Oh, I
Dude,
love Ozark.
Ozark, it's like this is the thing where you think you might know what's coming. It
Nuh-uh.
totally different. I
Love
mean,
it. You've seen it, right?
woo! Oh my!
Have you even started it?
No.
This is some
Jeez.
this is some
Well, then
serious
the second one you got to
violence
do
here.
is Yellowstone, but yeah.
I am a pacifist.
Okay, go ahead on with that.
You know what the trend is now?
What's that?
Dahmer.
Dahmer. If you haven't watched Dahmer,
Really?
Yeah.
stop right now and go watch it. Hey, spoiler alert,
I ain't,
he eats them.
So what now?
I ain't watching it.
Everybody's talking about
It's a
it.
series or is it a movie?
It's a Netflix series.
It's a Netflix series.
It's one season.
First episode.
All right.
So
Don't
I gotta
shoot
tell the
me.
story. Go ahead.
But pretty much anything that Netflix picks up, I'm kind of like, yeah, I'm good. Because that's the stuff that other people don't want to do.
Listen,
You're gonna love it. I'm getting a little.
Well, I
privileged.
do too.
I don't know.
I'm good.
Scary.
I'm good. Like, no, I'm good.
You're not gonna watch it?
Hell no. Excuse me, Mama Huff.
What?
We got you sitting
She's
there.
okay with that word, not the other one. If it's an F bomb,
Right.
We
Should
try to
take
keep
you out.
it PG 16ish.
Yeah.
Here.
I said ass off her shoulders. That's as bad as we get on here.
I'm traumatized from that, by the way.
Yeah, she is.
I might need therapy.
She's gonna call me a Karen in a second. So
This is why we put them two together. Right there.
they should separate us. But all right. So Dahmer is worth it. Ozark is worth it. Yellowstone is worth it, and they're coming out with the next season of Yellowstone,
I watched
November 13th.
Oh,
I
yeah.
watched the first couple seasons
watch 'em all
of
right there.
Yellowstone, and
Gotta get through that.
really enjoyed it. And then what happens for me is like I get all emotionally invested because I'll binge watch it. I won't watch it the first year, and then I'll watch like 2 seasons.
Yep.
And then when they have that long break, I'm like, moving
Well,
on.
it's just like
Kevin
because
Costner.
it was what happened with Ozark.
Costner.
Yes.
So so Ozark had this long period between the final season and the season was like 3 and 4, whatever
Right.
seasons
Yeah.
it were.
Yeah.
And so Gina, we start watching the 4th season that came out. She's like, I'm lost. So we went back to
Yeah, you gotta-
season 1,
you gotta watch it.
episode 1, and watched it all again. And Breaking Bad, by the way, Breaking Bad's worth it. You got to do Breaking Bad.
Yeah.
We've only seen that 6 times. Yeah, 6, 7 times through the whole thing.
Really, never watch it. Not one.
When you find yourself pulling for a guy making meth, it's got to be a good movie. You know, it's got to be a good show. You're pulling for these guys. Like the police are after him. His brother-in-law is gonna bust him in the mobile home. Like they're in this RV that they've been making meth in, and he's banging on the door, and you're anxious because you're trying to figure out how they're gonna get out of this. There's something maybe wrong with me, but I'm just saying that's pretty cool.
You think?
Maybe.
All right.
He said maybe.
Maybe.
Hey, y'all watch it
Brilliant.
and see if you don't pull for
right.
Walter White.
All right.
Walter White is the man. Jesse and Walter.
I see enough of them fools at the airport.
Oh, I'm sure you get your seasons of nonsense by watching. Wait, you go to work every day.
So this Angel's Envy, man, it just gets better. Just gets better.
I'm
So,
been a while.
if
so
you
it's
live
good.
in the Charlotte area, I hope you know, if you're going to the airport, they have closed the departure area. So the whole top area
Tell you.
Is that all under construction? Is that
is all under construction. So they closed it off. So everybody is going through arrivals, which is downstairs.
what could go wrong?
And well, the car's backed out past Wilkerson
Nothing.
Boulevard.
That seems
They have to
totally
be.
rational. Because air travel wasn't stressful enough.
And how many hours do you need to try to get to the airport now, T?
4.
Yeah. Yeah, the best thing to do is walk.
4 hours.
No,
I think
seriously.
we need to talk to the airport director.
Seriously. 3 hours. I'm telling you,
If you're leaving like at a regular peak time, that's
at least 3.5.
Because by the time they get to you, they're totally whacked out. Like they're so upset, right?
I'm actually impressed
part.
that there's not more
Hold on.
incidents.
So, working for the wonderful agency that I work for, they send out a text message. There will be a TSA van to pick you up in the employee parking lot. Don't leave and go home. We'll come and pick you up. Okay.
Oh, you were on the way out. You thought.
Hold on. That's for
Holding.
PM shift. That's not for us that's getting off trying to get to the parking lot. Okay?
Wouldn't it make sense
And-
to pick you up in the van and drop you off and then pick them up? See, this is why I showed up at the GTG meeting last night. I saw a problem.
Now, mind you,
It's like, I got this.
the other day, we've had people to stand to wait on the shuttle bus to take us back to the employee parking lot because we've already did our 8 hours. Bus pulls up, let people off because they going to work. Driver close the door, click his sign, out of service. They drive off.
Bye.
Next bus pull up, hey, here come a bus, y'all. All right. Let the employees off, shut the door, click the sign, out of service.
They've already
Screw
worked
this.
They
I
already
didn't
worked
say the
their
F
8
word.
hours.
I didn't say the F word. Screw this. We walking.
How
What?
far is it?
A couple miles.
It's out there.
It's like Vegas. I can see it, but it's a long ways away.
Oh, but me,
You
Me?
can see a long way in Vegas.
because I tend to park in the same vicinity, I decided to park at the last shelter. So I walk from the terminal
And you probably still beat.
to the parking lot. 2 days later, my hip is on fire. To the point I'm
That's a
walking with a
workers'
limp.
comp claim, don't you
Yeah.
think? Not for the bar, for them.
It's that old stripper hip injury.
Ah,
Hey,
she fell off that pole years ago.
no, I didn't fall off the pole. You know, they was
Or
trying
was
to.
that the wall in Fayetteville?
No,
I
they was trying to
forget.
make it rain and they was making it drizzle and I got hit with some coins. But you know,
They were rolled up.
they were rolled up. Them $10 quarters hurt, boy.
That took some thinking on that one. I like it though. It's good.
But yeah, yo, like, and they send out this text message like, yeah, we're gonna pick y'all up. So we pull up today on the bus. That's at the van. I was like, that's something.
That's some messed up stuff.
Yeah.
But you can't drive around, pick us up, take us to the employee parking lot, and then pick them up and then
Y'all
take
the
them.
old heads. Y'all to be able to figure it out on your own. That's what they say. When you're in charge of training, you know, you'll have some say.
She's going to get arrested for hitchhiking in the
You know they
airport.
put that on hold, right? They put it on hold. They didn't pass the budget. So they had an extension, a temporary.
Oh my goodness.
So that affects T. Therefore, it affects us. If it affects
You
T,
know
it
the
affects me.
good part about this, I believe, is it about this goofiness that's happening is going to get done in about a couple of weeks.
How much
If
you been
it-
drinking, Charlie?
Is-
Not enough yet.
Yeah.
All right, I'm just trying to say.
Oh, so being the person that I am, I walk out yesterday as
I
a
got it.
guy. As a guy came in,
I got
in
it.
this bag he had like 2 power drills, Sir, you can't take that on the plane with you. Huh?
I don't remember seeing that on the list.
You can't have your power drills in your carry-on bag, sir. So you're gonna have to check this bag.
What about my Willie?
Yeah, you can have Clone Willie in it. So I
But you
walk him
can't
out.
have a drill.
I walk him out. Now, mind you, he's flying American Airlines. Their ticket counter is checkpoint C. He's in checkpoint A. So I told him, I said, listen, I'm going to walk you out, but we're going to have to go down to this checkpoint because that's where American ticket counter is. Because they've came in and put up a huge wall.
So you can't get there from here.
Who did?
American Airlines.
The
Put up a
construction-
huge wall.
The construction company has came in and they've built this gigantic wall
Okay, where?
on the
Not
top
at
level.
the border.
Good one, Curly.
You gotta
But
have.
is that checkpoint C? Is that the breaking point? Like you can't get past there?
You can't get past checkpoint right. So there's a wall between let's see, United Counter, Delta, well, Frontier, all that down there. So people will go to Delta ticket counter. They have to walk all the way around this wall and come to a checkpoint.
I would not like to be the airport director right now.
So I was
By
talking
the way,
to
we know who it is. We're friends. I ain't calling her.
No.
So
She don't need
I
to hear from
stopped and
nobody.
talked to some of the CMPD officers, right? So one of the officers said, some passengers approached them and said, how do I get to A gates? Or how do I get to the other side? Because, like, I want to go get something to eat. And she's like, you got to you got to go out around the wall. Is there a train to get me there?
No.
No, you have to walk.
This is not the Atlanta airport. Or
Clearly-
Denver, or Houston, or
Clearly,
Dallas.
they was like,
Yeah.
the passenger was like,
Oh, we got Christmas.
you can walk to get there. You just walk out that way and go down and come back in the other side. Oh, I can get there from here? I'm like,
Well, it sounds like they're turning the Charlotte airport into the world's largest escape room. Like, you got 30 minutes to figure out the puzzles and bust your way out the locks and the maze and all the pedestrians.
Oh,
I
God.
like it.
I just feel.
They can
listen,
charge extra
It's-
for this
it's-
experience.
Now look,
they're just
listen,
marketing it wrong.
Let's just talk from a big picture perspective.
I don't know.
I'm telling you, there's a reason to keep everybody safe. It's so that they're not going to be involved in a construction area where they could get hurt and sued. I'm
Yep.
telling you what's going on.
Yep, that's what it is.
It's what
No,
it is,
I think
and
this is
and
a
I
big
feel bad for
psychological
those
test.
guys.
See what the real Looney Tunes that can't tolerate high stress.
Hey,
Mind
you're
you-
much faster to drive to Greensboro, get on the flight there to go wherever you're going.
Heck, I'm driving to Louisville.
mind you, there's a passenger. This young man is blind. He can maneuver the airport better than somebody that can see.
Well,
Because
there
he
you go.
can't see the nonsense. It's a blessing in this case.
Literally,
Only case.
I met this young man this summer, and I have walked from the checkpoint to his gate.
So he's through there quite a bit.
Every other week he flies out.
Wow.
There was one day I was actually working on another checkpoint. The supervisor had to call the other checkpoint. I had to, and I literally didn't know what was going on. The lead officer said, "Come here for a second." I was like, "What's going on?" She was like, "There's a passenger that you escort to the gate." She said, "He's blind?" I was like, "Yeah." She said, "He's at checkpoint A. They need you at checkpoint A right now." I was like, "What?" I get there, and he's literally, his stuff had already went through. He was standing there. He was just standing there. And the supervisor saw me coming, and she was like, so I started to speed up. And I was like, "What's going on?" She said, "He's almost having an anxiety attack." I was like, "Excuse me?" And he's never out of sorts.
He's pretty mellow.
Yeah, he's just as calm as he want to be.
Right.
Because I've watched him maneuver the airport.
Yeah.
I get to him, and I walk up, and I go, "Hey, what are you doing?" He's like, "Oh, hey, He's like, I'm trying to put my stuff together, this, that, and that. I was like, well, where is he? He's like, I got a new bag. He said, I got a new job. I got a new bag. He said, I left my hat in the car. He's like, I'm just all tore up today. I said, I got you. So I start putting the stuff together, and we start to the gate. And we get to the gate, and he's fine.
Well, you were a
This is-
familiar voice that he knew and felt comfortable with that. Because he knew you would take care of it.
Right.
Right.
The very first time I walked him to his gate, we get to the gate, and the gate agent walks up to me, and I'll tell her, I said, you know, this is such and such, and he said, okay. And she talks to him and said, we're gonna start boarding, you know, in about 5-10 minutes, this, that, and third. I said, okay. And she said, if you would, you know, just have a seat for me and I'll come and get you. He was like, okay. So I walk him over there to the seat. He sets his stuff down. He turns around, he feels the chair, he sits down. Before he sits down, he reaches in his pocket. He pulling out money. He was like, here you go. I said, no, we don't do that. I said, I just want to make sure you got here okay.
Right.
Whoever brings him, let him out, and he's on his own. But he can maneuver the airport better than somebody else.
That's amazing.
That's good.
Well, I'm glad you do that. That's awesome. That's awesome.
Mook says he's flying out Monday, so he's got a date. I'll
Oh, yeah.
see ya.
Oh, is he flying out Monday?
Yeah.
It's amazing he's been here this long. So the Mook. Oh, by the way, they went to Moore Street Oyster Bar while they were down there. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So the Mook. I saw him today. We talked. We give the Mook update. He comes home Sunday, right? I see him out my window. He pulls in. Then I see his car pull out and don't come back. Like, what the hell? They just drove home from the beach. He went from Manio to Murphy. Basically, he went from Oak Island to Cullowhee. Coolwee.
Coolwee.
Yeah, Coolwee.
Made up
Coolwee.
name.
So he went to Cullowhee to Western Carolina to take care of something he felt responsible about. It was a good thing. And I'm like, dude, I saw you. What are you doing? Like, you live here, right?
He's a shiftless hobo. Don't let him fool you.
You know, his heart's this big, right? He's got, when you talk about accountability, like somebody who's accountable for, he is the picture you see in the dictionary.
He's your
Accountability.
accountability.
Well, no, I mean, he's accountable for, like, he feels responsible, he's going to take care of it.
Oh, yeah.
Is my point.
Yeah.
Like, if it needs to be done, it's the right thing to do, he's going to do it.
He's gonna pull
If
his
he's going to have to
sleeve.
say it, he's going to say it. Right? It's out there. And he has a way of saying it that you kind of go, okay, I get that. You know what I mean? He has a good way of saying it. Me, I'm a little too blunt. Right? I think. Maybe.
Not at all.
No.
Oh my gosh. No way.
Hey, at least you know where you stand. That's all I'm saying. So, the Mook, I didn't know he was going back out on Monday. Wow.
Is he flying out?
Yeah.
First, I was just coming to see you.
Yeah, he's coming to see you, T.
Yes.
Yep, he wrote it in the comments. See you on Monday,
So
T.
you're-
I would rent a moped and put it in the back of your pickup. Have Crystal drop you off at the front off of Little Rock Road and
Yeah.
Wilkerson and ride the moped in and just leave it.
Yeah.
Because there ain't no other way you're getting in there without a headache. That's what I'm hearing. When, Charlie, did we decide when they're done with that?
The
what I
party level
heard,
is
say,
supposed
when
to
are
be
they
in a
gonna
couple
finish?
weeks.
yeah, I heard
The
the,
party level is supposed to be in a couple weeks.
yeah, they were,
Now.
yeah. Let's just hope they get good weather and the construction
Weather's
stays
gonna
on
be beautiful.
schedule
And
and all
supplies
that
show
kind of
up.
stuff. Yeah, no,
It
but
might rain next Thursday for a little bit. They have a front coming through.
But-
Next Thursday.
well,
Not this Thursday,
all right.
next Thursday. But other than that, it's going to be beautiful. It's fat boy beautiful out there,
But
man.
they, I'm gonna have to
70
give it to 'em.
degrees, no humidity. My God.
That's why I feel like I'm dying. I'm like, it gets below 70 degrees. I'm sure death is imminent from hypothermia. I'm like, I can't feel my
She
toes.
looks like she's in Minnesota right now. What do you got on? Holy
got
cow, you got long
layers.
sleeves, layers.
Layers. Well, normally I come in here and you guys freeze me out.
Oh, right here.
Yeah.
Well, we don't have the air on now because we have the doors open normally, but
Well, it's
because
beautiful out.
it's loud outside, we closed them for the.
It's beautiful
Yes.
out.
So this cigar, I'm going to tell you this. Now, this is Brian's opinion. Y'all may disagree, which is fine. We've disagreed before. If I'm graduating from a flavored cigar and I want to go, and I know this is probably a little higher than somebody would want to spend for that, but if I'm going to do that, This is a good one.
It is.
It's a good transition because,
It starts out real mild and smooth,
yeah,
and it kind of eases you into the water.
but it doesn't really, you never really dive in. I mean, because it's way below medium.
Yeah.
It's a coffee cigar.
Yeah,
It's a morning coffee.
Where are you
but
at?
for
Like,
transitioning
I don't-
off of a fat bottom Betty or a acid Cuba, whatever, Tatiana, if they're wanting to transition over, this is a good one because it's got some flavor, some of that fruit, that plum type flavor that it brings with it that helps you with that.
Yep. No, I got it.
I mean,
I got it halfway through. I mean, it steps up. Yeah, it was
Into the
pretty
medium
mild,
for
but
you?
yeah, but it hit about halfway for me. It's bumped up a little bit more. I'm getting a lot of pepper on the back half of
Really?
the tongue. A lot of
you can pick that. Yeah.
I
lot
think
of
I'm
pepper.
losing my taste buds.
Oh God. Come on now.
and I'm gonna be I'm off a bit because coming from last week, a week ago, I'm just coming out of a scratchy throat. Change of the seasons.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
The pollen changes over to the fall stuff, and I was having a lot of sinus stuff from even last podcast. I couldn't really get a lot of anything except for strong. But this
We
this
tried
is,
to clear out your sinuses.
yeah, this is much better than, for me, enjoyable from last week. I don't know. This seems to be a little bit stronger than I think of. I don't know why, but for me, this is hitting me stronger than the bones, and that don't make sense.
Huh?
I think I
It's
I
a
get
different
that. It's
flavor.
a different flavor profile.
Okay.
Whereas I think with like the bones, you get a little bit more of that rich sweetness of the Maduro, where it kind of balances it in a different way. The way it hits your palate, it's hitting all of your palate. Where this,
Right.
I think, gets you more in the back.
Right. It's the back third. I guess it's just all the flavor is way back. I mean, it's to me, as we talk about the parts of the palate, and we talk. It just seems like everything is hanging way back in almost the throat area. And for me, I like the flavors to stay more forward, bourbons included. Right. I enjoy that.
I would love this blend with a Connecticut broadleaf. I think it
That would
would
be
be
interesting.
an excellent blend to wrap with a Connecticut broadleaf. I've told y'all that I've gravitated to the Connecticut broadleaf.
Yeah.
But
Well,
this
yeah, you
blend
find your
would go
sweet
well
spot.
because I'm gonna have a little more pop to the wrap, right? And I think it would mix well with this. I'd like to see that. I wonder if there is such a thing,
Oh, for sure.
right? There's got to be a Connecticut broadleaf with Nicaragua. Are you leaving, dear? Are you leaving, dear?
She's leaving you.
I think my wife just left. She's gone. Huh? Oh, got to feed the dogs. Dogs have to be fed at 4 o'clock, and it's already 5. Y'all have
They-
dogs?
They can tell time.
Hey,
All right.
you know the puppies is on the time schedule.
Let me tell you something. Dogs don't have a watch. They have a stomach.
Yeah.
And everything functions off that stomach. 7 a.m. and 4 p.m. Now, it used to be 5, and then we had daylight savings time. So then, they don't know it's 5 o'clock somewhere. To them, we turn back. It's 4 o'clock. Well, it used to be 5 o'clock. It's the truth. They would tap their foot, buddy, they're ready, and Chloe acts like she's in the circus. She looks like a horse. She goes, woo! She just gets on her back. Oh, she's ready to go, buddy.
Like,
And we take a can of tuna, and we split it, a little can of tuna, and we give half to each dog on the dog food. Dude, they tear that stuff up. They love it. And then we got to give Guinness his old man pills, right? So he's got to have the pain pills, and they get a little glucosamine chew.
yeah.
Well, here's what happens. So you take them down, you feed them, they eat the tuna, and I'm going back to fix you put them in the little bites, the
Pill pocket.
pill pockets. Put them in the pill pockets. Dude, they got to have that before they can finish the food.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah. Oh,
Sure,
yeah. They're
sure.
running down the hall. They will stand on their head for you. All you got to do is say, give me howdy. Like, it is Here, like high five, whatever you want.
Yeah.
You don't have food in your hand.
You're dead to me, daddy dog.
I'm not even looking at you. I ain't gonna move. I'm not gonna give you howdy. I am doing nothing.
This is a fierce negotiation.
Well, they win every time.
They've trained you well.
Well,
Pavlov's humans. That's the truth.
so Tyson and Drita got a baby Frenchie. He's like
Oh, he sleeps on it.
9, 10 weeks old.
I saw
Really?
that. Yeah.
Little bitty.
All little bit.
Frenchies are so cute.
So that's who we was at their house doing the meeting and doing the Zoom call, and he was running around the garage. So now he's at the place where he's teething. So he wants to chew everything. So we're on a Zoom call and I'm messing with him. He's chewing the cord and I'm like, stop. So now I'm taking my hand and I'm tapping him. Well, I was like, oh, you teething, huh?
Chomp.
So I take my thumb and do like that.
He said, "Oh, thank you so
Over.
much. Chew toy,
Oh, that's what he thought.
chew toy."
It's razor blades.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So he's chewing my thumb. So I put him down, and Tyson picks him up, and he goes out to Tyson's head. I was
Look
like,
at-
sorry, I just caught my bad habit.
auntie.
It's a
Hey.
bad ant.
Hey,
Bad
that's
auntie.
what, listen, that's what you do. That is what you do.
But they posted on Instagram, he's dead asleep in his recliner. And that dog is sleeping right here.
Really?
On him in the recliner. They're both out. Out. Drita was like, oh, I got to video this.
Yeah.
She didn't.
He
I
looks
don't
like a
think
little
she
old
put
man.
any. I had my mute on, so I don't know if she was playing music to it, but you could have really got some good music on Tyson on that.
funny.
That would have been good. Yeah, he had it. 5 o'clock. I'm getting
We're after.
An hour and 7 minutes.
hour and 7 minutes. All right, we don't want to. Harry's getting the last two in the first box
I'm getting
of
my
Weller's
two before I
Cohiba.
leave.
We're down to 4. We're down to 4.
count.
It's happening. I'm telling you guys, you better run up here.
I'm getting my two.
You better get here.
Yeah, definitely.
Put
gotta
mine
get it.
back.
Oh, we feeling better? What?
Yeah. Okay. Thank you.
Yeah.
Put you
Okay.
back.
So
Put my Cohiba back.
usually we're like burning fingertips at this point. So
Oh, yeah.
this cigar definitely has lasted longer than most of my relationships.
I told you this was a 2 podcast smoke right here.
Yeah, it is.
That means we gotta stay after for emergency 9. We gotta
Yep.
we gotta finish this. We can't not finish. So
Well, I will say it. Not only it lasts longer
am I
than
back
most
in
of mine.
good
Yes,
graces
yes,
with you
you
with the
are.
Weller?
You're all is forgiven.
Thank you.
No, not only does last longer than most of our relationships, it's certainly more enjoyable.
There you go. So with that, I want to thank everybody for
endorsements.
joining us. Yes.
High
I want to thank everybody for joining us today. Keep in mind, LFD, October 19th, big deal. Get here early because it will go fast. I promise.
Yep.
All right, so get here early. Carolee, what is the best cigar you're having right now?
The one I'm having now with you guys.
Awesome.
Awesome.
Hey, that's how we do it at Smoking Barrel. Great to see you. Thanks for joining us. We'll